Arsenal are 6 points clear. City are coming. What happens next will define this season. Let us be honest with each other for a second. Saturday was painful. Watching Arsenal lose 2-1 to Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium felt like someone had grabbed the Premier League trophy right out of our hands. The Gunners were leaders. They had the points. They had the momentum. And then, just like that, 3 points became 0. The whole thing hurt. Then came Sunday. Manchester City went to Stamford Bridge, walked all over Chelsea 3-0, and suddenly the gap that was 9 points is now 6. Pep Guardiola's side are breathing down our necks, and Jeremy Doku is out here talking about throwing big punches. And if that was not enough, Piers Morgan was on X, which used to be Twitter, asking Arsenal fans whether they were going to stand up and fight for this title like it means more than life or death. So here we are, 6 points clear with 6 games left. A direct clash with City at the Etihad Stadium next Sunday. This blog is going to break everything down for you, from where things stand, to what the numbers say, to what Doku said, to what Piers Morgan said, and most importantly, to what Arsenal need to do right now. Can Arsenal hold on, or is this another heartbreak story waiting to happen? Let us get into it. First, let us look at where things stand right now. If you have not seen the Premier League table yet, here is the situation as of Monday morning, April 13th, 2026. Arsenal are sitting at the top of the Premier League with 70 points from 32 games. They have won 21 matches, drawn 7, and lost 4. Manchester City are in second place with 64 points from 32 games. They have won 19, drawn 7, and lost 5. The gap is 6 points. There are 6 games left for both teams, and they are going to face each other next Sunday at the Etihad Stadium in what could easily be the most important Premier League game of the entire 2025-26 season. To put that in simple terms, Arsenal need to win one more game than City over the last 6 matches to win the title. But if City beat Arsenal next Sunday, the gap drops to 3 points, and then every game after that becomes a final. That is the pressure the Gunners are now under. So ask yourself this: do you believe Arsenal have what it takes to win at least 4 of their last 6 games and see this title over the line? What happened on Saturday? The Bournemouth defeat. Nobody expected it. Bournemouth are not a bad side this season. They sit 11th in the table with 45 points, but they were not supposed to beat Arsenal on Saturday. Not now. Not when the title was this close. Arsenal lost 2-1. That is a result that hurts in 2 ways. First, they dropped 3 points they absolutely needed. Second, they handed Manchester City a chance to close the gap before the 2 teams even met. City took full advantage. The timing was the worst part. This was not a mid-season slip. This was a stumble right at the business end of the race. The Gunners have been so good for most of this campaign, and now a single bad result has brought the Wolves to the door. We have seen Arsenal drop points at big moments before in recent years, but this time, the squad is more experienced. The manager knows what is at stake. The players have been in these situations before, which makes it even more important that they respond this Sunday at the Etihad. What do you think cost Arsenal against Bournemouth? Was it a mental lapse or just a bad day? Let us know in the comments below. What happened on Sunday? City destroyed Chelsea 3-0. While Arsenal fans were still processing the Bournemouth result on Saturday night, Manchester City went down to Stamford Bridge on Sunday and put on a show. City beat Chelsea 3-0. Nico O'Reilly scored first. Mark Guehi added the second. And then Jeremy Doku put the cherry on top with City's third, winning the ball off Moises Caicedo near the Chelsea box and finishing the job. It was a completely dominant performance. Here is what makes this run of City's form even more frightening. Before this Chelsea win, City had already beaten Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea in back-to-back-to-back fixtures. 3 of the biggest clubs in England. 3 wins. Pep Guardiola's assistant manager, Pepijn Lijnders, had actually called for exactly this kind of run after City beat Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-final. City responded and delivered. This is not a City side side that is tired or unsettled. This is a City side that has found form at the right time, and they know it. The whole squad knows that one win next Sunday could flip this title race completely. Does that scare you? It should at least make you respect the challenge ahead. Jeremy Doku talks about punching Arsenal. After the Chelsea game, Sky Sports caught up with Jeremy Doku, and the Belgian winger did not hold back. He was honest, confident, and direct. Doku said he had watched Arsenal's defeat to Bournemouth the day before. He said it reminded him that the Premier League is unpredictable and that anything can happen. But then he made his most important point. He said he would be crazy not to believe City can win the title. He said the race is on. He said City will recover well and they will be ready. But the part that stuck out most was when Doku talked about the next game against Arsenal. He said winning that game would be a big punch towards Arsenal. He said if City win, the title is in their hands. If they lose, it goes back into Arsenal's hands. And then he said very clearly that he would prefer to have the title in his own team's hands. Those are the words of a confident player in a confident team. Doku is only 23 years old, but he has shown this season that he is one of the most dangerous wide players in the league. His ability to run at defenders, win the ball high up the pitch, and create chances makes him a real problem for any team. Arsenal will have to deal with him next Sunday. So here is a question for you. Which Arsenal defender do you trust most to handle Doku on the day? Piers Morgan steps in. What did he say, and why does it matter? If you follow football on social media, you know that Piers Morgan is one of the most well-known Arsenal supporters with a public platform. He posts about Arsenal regularly. He is very vocal when things go wrong, and he is not shy about calling the club out when he feels they are not performing. Shortly after City's 3-0 win over Chelsea on Sunday evening, Piers posted on X. In the background of the post was the scoreboard showing City's 3-0 lead. In the image, there appeared to be a supporter having a drink poured into his mouth, which felt like a pretty clear picture of how the day had gone for certain fans. Piers addressed Arsenal directly. He asked them whether they were going to take this mockery lying down. He asked whether they would stand up and fight for the title like it means more than life or death. Now, some people find Piers annoying. Some people love how passionate he is. But the message itself is worth thinking about, because it captures exactly how a big part of the Arsenal fan base is feeling right now. A little background on Piers Morgan for those who do not know him as well. He is a British journalist and television presenter who was born in 1965. He has worked for major TV networks in both the UK and the United States. He has hosted talk shows, appeared on reality television, and is a very regular voice in media. His support for Arsenal is very well known. He has been a gunner for decades and never misses a chance to comment on the club's performances, good or bad. He has millions of followers across social media, and his posts during big football moments always get a huge amount of attention. Whether you like him or not, the question he is asking is the right one. Arsenal lost on Saturday. City won on Sunday. The gap is now 6 points. The Etihad is next. So, are Arsenal going to stand up or not? We want to know what you think. Do you agree with Piers? Is this the moment where Arsenal's character gets tested? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The numbers. What needs to happen for Arsenal to win the title? Let us break it down simply. Here is the math of what is left in this Premier League season. Arsenal have 70 points. City have 64 points. The gap is 6 points. There are 6 games left for both teams, and 3 points are available for each game. Scenario 1. If Arsenal beat City next Sunday at the Etihad, the gap goes to 9 points. City would then need a miracle to win the title. Arsenal would be heavy favourites with 5 games still to play. Scenario 2. If City beat Arsenal next Sunday, the gap drops to 3 points. There would be 5 games left. Every single one of those games would then feel like a cup final. The psychological advantage would switch to City completely. Scenario 3. If the game ends in a draw, the gap stays at 5 points. Arsenal remain in the driving seat, but City stay very much in the race with 5 games to go. The maximum points available for both teams from the remaining 6 games is 18. If City win all 6, they would finish on 82 points. Arsenal would need to pick up at least 13 more points to stay ahead of that. That means Arsenal can afford to drop points no more than once in the remaining games, even if City somehow win every single one of their matches. The honest truth is that Arsenal are still in control. 6 points with 6 games left is a good position. But this Sunday is the game that will decide whether they stay in control or whether they hand the keys to City. What Arsenal must do to win. On Sunday, this is not the time for tactic sheets and detailed analysis. This is the time to talk about what Arsenal need to bring as a team, as a group, and as a club. First, they need to forget Saturday completely. Bournemouth happened. It is done. The best thing Arsenal can do now is leave that result behind and focus entirely on the Etihad. Carrying that loss into the next game would be the worst thing possible. Second, they need to be aggressive from the first whistle. City are in form, and the Etihad crowd will be very loud. If Arsenal sit back and let City come at them from the start, it could get ugly very quickly. The Gunners need to show they are at the Etihad to win, not just to survive. Third, they need to limit Doku's influence. The Belgian winger was electric against Chelsea. He has pace, skill, and confidence right now. Arsenal's full-backs and midfielders will need to work together to stop him from running the game. Fourth, and most important of all, they need to believe. This Arsenal team has been through hard moments before. They have shown they can play under pressure. The question is whether they can find that best version of themselves on a Sunday afternoon in Manchester when everything is on the line. We believe in this team. Do you? The bigger picture, what this season means for Arsenal have been building towards this for years. Since the club went through their difficult period, the rebuild has been slow, steady, and patient. The young players brought in, the manager's vision, the belief that has been slowly restored among the fan base. All of it has been pointing towards a moment like this. The last time Arsenal won the Premier League title was back in 2003-04, the Invincibles season. That is over 20 years ago. Every year since has been a wait. Some seasons have been painful. Some have shown promise only to fall apart. Last season brought Arsenal close again, but City pulled away in the end. This season feels different to many people. The squad is experienced now. There are players in this team who have been to the final stages of a title race before. They know what it feels like to be this close, and the hunger in this group feels real. Winning the title this season would not just be a football achievement. It would be a message to every Arsenal fan who has waited more than 2 decades. It would mean something much bigger than 3 points or a trophy. It would be the proof that the rebuild worked, that the patience paid off, that the club is back where it belongs. Is this the year it finally happens? Let us know how you are feeling about the title race in the comments below. Are you confident or are you nervous after what happened on Saturday? Let us be honest about Manchester City's threat. This is a Gooner community, so of course we want Arsenal to win the title. But part of being a genuine football person is being honest about what you are up against. And right now, Manchester City are very dangerous. City have beaten 3 of the biggest clubs in English football in their last 3 games. Arsenal, Liverpool, and now Chelsea. That is not easy to do. That takes quality, organisation, and real belief. Pep Guardiola has been in these situations many times. He knows how to keep a squad focused during a title run-in. He knows how to prepare for big games, and his players trust him completely. City under Guardiola do not get rattled easily. Their squad has depth. They have options in every position, and they are playing at home next Sunday, which always gives them an extra boost. The Etihad crowd can be very loud and very intimidating for visiting teams. Do not underestimate what City are capable of right now. Respect the challenge, and then trust Arsenal to rise above it. The final word, this is Arsenal's moment. We started this blog by talking about pain, The Bournemouth loss hurt. Watching City destroy Chelsea hurt. Seeing Piers Morgan on X asking whether Arsenal have what it takes, that hurt a little too. But here is the truth that matters most right now. Arsenal are still top of the Premier League. They have a 6-point lead with 6 games to play. The title is still in their hands. Nothing about that has changed. What has changed is the level of difficulty. The path to the title just got harder. City are in form, confident, and ready to throw that big punch Doku was talking about. The Etihad on Sunday is going to be one of the most intense atmospheres in the Premier League this season. Arsenal need to go there and fight, not just play. Fight. Fight for every ball, every header, every tackle, every set piece. Fight for the fans who have been waiting over 2 decades for this moment. Fight for the club. Fight for the badge. Piers Morgan asked if Arsenal are going to stand up. We know the answer. We know what this team is capable of. We have seen them in big moments. We have seen the belief in this squad. And as a community here at Gooner TV, we are going to be behind them every single step of the way. So here is our final question for you today. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Arsenal win at the Etihad next Sunday and keep their hands firmly on this Premier League title? Tell us in the comments. Share this blog with your Gooner friends and let us all get ready for what is going to be one of the biggest weekends in Arsenal's recent history. Come on, Arsenal. This is our year.